Lock them doors and turn them lights down low. And we get that music soft and slow. And we ain't got no place to go. I hope you understand. What's happening, guys? My name is Sumit Chatterjee from the Flow Zone Academy. I'm a flow state specialist, which means I help you feel your best and perform your best. And today we're talking all about psychic senses, okay? You have psychic senses, there's 5 of them, okay? Just like we have our regular senses, there are psychic ones running parallel to these ordinary senses. So we have sight, touch, feeling, sound, etc., right? So let's get right into it. And I wanted to know what ChatGPT has to say about this first. And let me read it out and let me give my input on these different senses, because more so I have more clairaudient abilities. However, I've been tapping into a few other ones quite recently too, so I can give my personal perspective and experience of these. First of all, shout out to the Nagas, okay? If Shiva can have it around his neck, I don't see why I can't have a snake around mine, because I'm overcoming my fear just like he is. So number 1, you want to cultivate a healthy relationship with your subconscious mind. You have to treat it like a friend. You can't just direct your friend and go around to do things for you if you don't have proper respect for your friend, bro. You get what I mean? Like, you in your own head are beating yourself up so much, and that's because you have a bad relationship with your subconscious mind, okay? I would recommend that dreams are a good pathway into this realm. If you're getting lots of nightmares, it means you don't have a good relation with your subconscious mind, okay? Now this is just my theory, my understanding. I could be wrong, okay? But from what I've experienced and what I've read, nightmares means there's some internal distress, some form of internal conflict that's showing up symbolically through the dream as stress relief. So our dreams symbolize an alternate reality to our waking worlds. And there in the dream realm, if you can lucid dream, for instance, you can be free from constraints, because then you can effortlessly also move between spaces and so forth. So psychic abilities, or ESP, or psychic senses, are moving beyond the boundaries of the physical world. It's also kind of difficult to notice what society deems as normal perception anyway. But yeah, we can see on a certain color spectrum or spectrum of light, right? We can't see beyond that. We can only hear up to certain frequencies. We can't hear beyond that, okay? Now, there might be certain human beings on this planet who are enhanced in these extrasensory perceptions, these kinds of abilities. A lot of them are in hiding, and I can guarantee you that everybody is a psychic, because they do have their ordinary sense and their metaphysical sense running along the line. So we have a physical body, but then we also have something called the subtle body. The subtle body consists of causal body, etheric body, okay, astral body, okay, some people call it the bliss body. Basically, there's a lot of different types of body. You have your emotional body, your mental body, your energetic body, and so forth, okay? So these people who are tapping into these psychic senses, they're tapping beyond the natural. So yes, you can see a vision with your eyes, but you can also close your eyes and you have your mind's eye view, okay? You are Anyari Ajna. You are seen through into a new world, okay? Now, a lot of this is also being perpetuated by the chakra system, okay? A lot of what you've learned around chakras are completely inaccurate, okay? More so in the sense, I do like the Western system of chakras. I love the classification, how they've classified it, and that's a good way to kind of start there. But you also have to look at where these different terms and different things came from, right? Like Ganesha being associated with the root chakra, your heart basically relating to the anahata, or being unhurt, you know, or unstruck in a sense. A sound, it makes a sound without striking, right? And it is that eternal nowness, that eternal space, that subtle body. So you see, your heart is also another subtle mind, okay? As they say in Buddhism too. So basically, we develop these psychic gifts usually in childhood. Now, there have been stories and cases of, you know, children born around, like, let's say, lightning. Now, this is why I'm particularly fascinated by the lightning and the Vajra, as you guys know on this channel, right? I bring up that word like almost every other video. But you are the lightning standing still, you are the lightning underwater. You are that bioelectricity. You gotta trust in that, and where that's gonna take you. That prana from the outside, there's also prana from the inside. Now, yes, this could be genetic, that's passed on to you, okay? Maybe your parents or your grandparents were very psychic in their abilities and so forth, or you have psychics within your family, you know, tree and so forth. But as children, we're learning our senses still. So we are seeing more, we're hearing more, we're feeling more, we're tasting more. These are our survival-based senses here to traverse this physical world. But if you want to traverse that metaphysical world and have the support and backing of that metaphysical world, you have to get really, really solid with your normal senses. And this is why, you know, I recommend you guys practicing shutting down one of your senses so the other ones can act and, you know, become more aware. Just like blindfolding yourself or putting on noise canceling headphones. You know when you've eaten something really spicy and you're tasting food and you can't really taste the food, but you just taste the spice of the previous food as you're eating the new food, right? It's sort of like that. So you want to train yourself to numb your senses, to activate some of the hidden senses, okay? You know that people who become blind or they can't hear, they develop acumen in their other senses. Just like Daredevil, I know that that's not a real life example, but there's also this kid who can echolocate, okay? Can make noises and he can sense how far away something is from him, okay? So that's really a gift, right? That's like sonar, right? That's something that bats have, that technology. He's kind of like a clicking Batman, right?
I'm Batman.
Holy bejeepers, Batman! Since when did you turn into a gecko?
Before we get into the ChatGPT thing, one simple exercise that you can do today to improve your psychic abilities is to really understand your emotions. When you're feeling anger, okay, when you're feeling sadness, when you're feeling happiness or joy, what does this really feel like? Just to get a sense of it, okay, not to stay there. You're not clinging to the sadness to create an identity around I am sad. No, you're feeling sadness, bro. Okay? So a lot of us do this. We stay and we cling, and one of the greatest spiritual teachings you can learn is detachment or non-attachment, right? We have to learn how not to cling, and that's how you don't fear death either. You don't cling to the physical body. You let go, you allow it to happen, right? This is why at the end of yoga we have savasana. It's a practice of death, basically. Okay, so every day if you're doing yoga, it is a rebirth, technically, right? In that metaphorical sense, but it does feel like a rebirth because you're going through all of these motions and then you're in rest, deep rest, right? Depressed, the word itself, if you split it up, it sounds like deep rest, okay, as Jeff Foster explained. So assign a color to your emotions, okay? This is very, very powerful, man. Like if you think that, okay, when I'm feeling a sense of lust or horniness or passion, what if I assign a color to it? Now I know I'm assigning a color to my emotion. So if I close my eyes, I'm going to see the intensity of that color in my own field, right? It's a great way to also assign, you know, chakras, because we have those colors now. Obviously the color system, the rainbow system, is a westernized system, and there's no rainbow, right, in the original Indian Vedic understanding. There are lots of different chakra systems actually, okay? The modern one we have is one version of that, okay? Now sometimes the chakras were also associated with different deities. Now this is what I'm fascinated with. I think we each have a chakra being, a chakra entity associated with each energetic system. So let's say that the next time you feel confused, you see a hazy type of pink color. Now you can understand, I need to gain more clarity. Once you see that pink in your aura or in your field, because you've made that association in your mind, your body will now speak to you through color. And sometimes, you know, people have this skill called synesthesia and so forth. They can taste colors, see music, and you know, different things like this too. So the senses kind of flip. But I think that's kind of cool as well. Also, if you're doing astral projection and so forth, I know I had a video on that, on how to do that. You want to willfully manifest out-of-body experiences. You know what will help you do this? Environmental scans. If you ever people watch, you know this, right? You know where the locality is, where the locations are. So you can start remote viewing or astral projecting just in your own neighborhood that you know really well, okay? And just try going around using that understanding, okay? Like, you know your own home, so now you can explore your home with your astral body. You get what I'm saying? And don't be afraid to think that, oh, just because I'm imagining all this. Yeah, you are. But the imagination is the interface between the physical world and the metaphysical world, bro. Okay? That is the doorway. The portal is through the image, the image, right? The image. If your intuition is communicating to you through nonverbal language like this, like associating an emotion to a color and so forth, now it's more, so the emotion attaches to the energy, right? Now your intuition will be able to signal to events outside of your immediate realities. All right, so let's check what ChatGPT has to say about this. Okay, I'm going to be looking down. Psychic senses, often referred to as extrasensory perception or ESP, are abilities that go beyond the 5 traditional senses, as I said, right? Sight, hearing, touch, taste, and smell. Here are the 5 commonly recognized psychic senses. Number 1, clairvoyance. This psychic sense is often associated with clear seeing. Clairvoyance allows individuals to perceive information about people, events, or objects through their mind's eye, as I was saying, okay? Without relying on physical sight. It involves receiving visual images, symbols, or impressions that provide insight into past, present, or future events. So it speaks to you symbolically, right? Very abstract, a lot of images, okay? You might see a purple dog who speaks in a Spanish accent in your mind. Maybe that's a representative of something, of your subconscious mind. It could be representative of one of your emotions. It could be representative of one of your traumas, which have manifested in this archetypical character, okay? There could be a lot of different things going on, okay, beneath the surface that you're unaware of. But once you become aware, you now have the power over your own subconscious experience. You gain the intuitive awareness, right? Your pure awareness pierces through all of the gunk in the past and all of the projections into the future. So clairaudience, this psychic sense is known as clear hearing. Clairaudience enables individuals to receive information through inner hearing, beyond normal auditory perception. They may hear voices, sounds, or messages from spiritual beings, departed loved ones, or even receive intuitive guidance. So this is this inner hearing, okay? I perceive this quite a lot. I hear things, in my mind. Okay, and these are not my thoughts, okay? These are not my thoughts, these are not my feelings, right? These are outside of my thoughts, outside of my feelings, like things that I'm hearing outside of the normal wavelength. So I'm hearing very maybe high-pitched frequencies at times, or I'm hearing little whispers here and there, or I'm hearing the tune of a song, a random song that hasn't been invented yet, right? And maybe I've just got to invent it. Maybe I just got to record it, right? Sometimes I think in that sense too, okay? As a musician, you sometimes think, this is definitely not my idea. It just popped into my head, right? And I'm running with it. And it's such a great feeling when you can, manifest your ideas so quickly into space like that. This is why freestyle rap or improvisation, this is why I live my life improvisationally. But I can't do it all improv, right? I've got to have some structure within the improv. That's really what's going to affect you. So we have clairsentience, known as clear feeling. Clairsentience involves the ability to sense or feel information intuitively. It allows individuals to pick up on emotions, energies, or vibrations from people, places, or objects. Oh, okay. What is the emotion of that object? Man. What is the vibration from this particular person? Clairsentience can often discern the emotional states, intentions, or energetic imprints associated with a particular person or situation. So clear feeling, okay? Then we have number 4, claircognizance. Okay, this is what is referred to as downloads, as we say, okay? This is what ChatGPT has to say. This psychic sense is referred to as clear knowing. Claircognizance is the ability to know or understand information without any apparent logical explanation. Individuals with this sense may suddenly gain knowledge or insights about a situation or person, often feeling a strong sense of certainty or conviction. So this is an inner knowingness, guys, right? It's just an inner, just like, I know that this is the truth. I don't know how I know, but this resonates strongly with me, okay? This is like hearing the voice of higher truth or reasoning or God or Allah, right? It is that higher reasoning, higher justice, higher order that's coming through. And you feel this elevation. You feel this understanding and knowingness, like, I just know this is the right thing. This is the way to go about it, right? I don't need to explain it to anybody. I just know. Okay, that's Clearcognizance. And the final one, 5, we have Clairgustance, also called Clairvoyance. So these two psychic senses are less commonly known. Clairgustance, or clear tasting, refers to the ability to perceive tastes or flavors without actually eating or drinking anything. Okay? Man, I'm sorry if you got that one, bro. You know, be smelling like farts from the astral or some shit, you know? Anyway, similarly, clairvoyance, or clear smelling, allows individuals to smell odors or scents that are not physically present in their surroundings. Okay, I see. So yeah, sometimes, you know, you can get different smells. Like if you're just like smelling something, like let's just say you smell something burning and you're not burning anything in your room, right? And you're just like, what is this, right? Or you're just like, wow, this is like a cuisine from a country I've never been to, and I just smell that cuisine, right? Just around my space, wafting around, and I'm going, what is that, right? So that's the mystery of this all, right? Because the present moment is your experience of the unknown. We don't know what's gonna happen, okay? We just know ourselves, and we get to know ourselves. That is self-knowledge. That is the gnosis, okay? The self-knowledge that you need. Okay, let's see what this says finally. So, it's important to note that psychic abilities vary from person to person, and individuals may have a combination of these psychic senses or possess a stronger affinity for one or two in particular. Exactly, okay? This is very true. Some people are more dominant on a certain sense. I genuinely feel that we can train our psychic senses like this in terms of, let's say you're a singer or a musician, you listen to audios a lot, your auditory senses are probably way beyond the average person, okay, the ordinary person, okay? If you're working with that stuff a lot, with headphones and mix mastering music, hey, you have more reps, right? More consciousness allocated to that activity. So I firmly believe you can train these senses by actually going into your craft or niche. Like let's say you're practicing cooking and you practice smelling the foods and understanding that each ingredient has a different smell, different herb has a different smell, okay? And what that can align, and how can that smell align itself towards this meal? Let's say you're a graphic designer and you need to gain, you know, ideas for a new cartoon or something like this, right? So you close your eyes, you go into your mind's eye, and you start etching out these different characters. Now suddenly, through maybe one of your dreams, you wake up the next day, you're like, I get it. It's a turtle from the mafia. Let's call him Tony Terzoni. Okay, that's one of my like old comics I drew when I was younger. Tony Terzoni, right? Imagine a turtle just like, forget about it, man. I'm gonna stay in my shell. My shell is nice and comfy, nice and protected. All my family, they have same shells. Now you don't want these shells to fly, young man. Okay, like I just see that. I honestly think, you know how parents say that like don't watch cartoons growing up, don't read comic books, right? All of these things, it's gonna rot your brain, okay? Honestly, it gave me psychic senses, okay? So, hey, this is my retort to my parents right now, okay? Guess what? Your son got skills, okay? All these people have skills, okay? Nunchuck skills, okay? And every other shaman, you know why they fail? You know why they fail? They get trapped with their own insanity. In chaos magic, they tell you to laugh, right? Laughter is one of the greatest things you can do to protect yourself from the madness of being a voodoo priest, a sorcerer, whatever you want to call yourself, a mystic, a magician, right? You need to protect yourself by keeping it light. The moment you get serious, the moment you get grave, why do they call it grave, right? Grave, the word grave itself means serious, bro. right? So more serious you are, the more closer to death you are. The more playful you are, the more light you are, enlightened, right? That's what we're trying to be. We're not trying to be so heavy in this world, man. Okay? Yes, we are going to be heavy in the future, and we're going to go into the ground, or we're going to get cremated, you know, back into the ether again. And hey, man, I believe I have a different understanding of reincarnation than you might, okay? So if you don't believe in that, that's completely valid. That's completely fine. You can give me a dislike on this video or whatever. But I'd also say that imagine the last feeling. Let's say when you died, right? You were like, I didn't make $1 million. I said I would. In your next life, boom, I believe it. This is what I believe, man. In your next life, you're going to have opportunities to make that million. This world is not going to let you go that easy, man. You got to accomplish all your dreams. If not in this life, in the next one. And you keep doing you. You keep showing up. You keep being that transmission, that ripple effect. You get what I'm saying? Don't let anybody shake you or stop you or slow you down, because you have a very particular essence, a pure essence, a fingerprint, a unique fingerprint, God's fingerprint in you. And you need to make use of that. It's selfish that you're holding back so much, that you're not giving this light, this gift, this beauty of truth that you have. If you just get out of your own way and you start tapping into the zone, you will truly realize that this is where my gifts lie. Not in squandering it away, okay? Not in making mistakes, not in dwelling in the past, okay? Most people, they dwell on their past. You think this memory used to happen to me and this is how I respond to it. And you have this vague memory, right? Your memories aren't even accurate. Your memories are like, you know what? That game is like Chinese whispers, bro. Right? Someone saying like, and so the duckling became a geese or something like that, right? By the end of it, you're going, and so she started suckling on some yeast, and you go, what? That's not what I originally said, right? That's what's going on in your memories, brah. You get that? Okay? One of the deities that I channel, he says, instead of bra, he says, breast supporting device. Like an actual bra, right? Not like bra, like a brother. I had to explain that joke to some of you, and that's ridiculous, bro. I shouldn't even have to explain myself, but some of you are dumb, so hey, get educated, okay? That's all I can say. If you have any other questions around psychic senses, just, you know, ask away. I'm not going to turn them down. Again, if you want to work with me one-on-one, let me know, and let's get right into it, okay? If you notice my powers, my transmutation, my transformation, let that speak for itself. Okay? Let's go, Upward Spiral Gang. May we never be the same again. We're all here to win. Let's go! Bah! Bah! Make sure you claim this video game level, bro. Because you're not going to be this level forever. Enjoy it. Us.